to understand, like, I'm a seed breeder. This is the world I dreamed of being in, and I left that world because I don't, it doesn't align with my my spiritual beliefs to work with these kind of people. So
welcome everybody to another episode of Old School Cannabis Project with myself, Blue Skies, and Rich, and joined once again by a very popular guest from a previous episode, Strawberry Jerry, who's here to tell us about some very interesting, I'll say that again, interesting aspects of the cannabis industry, which many of you may not have thought about or be aware of. So,
that's
Jerry,
right.
we're going to give you the floor, bro. And
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. It's just wasn't really sure if I should do it or not. I kind of get all the things in a row and make sure I'm doing the right thing. And
well,
definitely the right thing.
Right
So I'm
place
ready
to do it.
Yeah, ready to move forward, man. I'm going to let everybody know what's going on in this industry and who's involved. And I've been doing my research, and it's going down today. I'm sick and tired of these fucking people, man. Yeah, we'll get into it.
Go, so, don't hold back, bro.
All right, if you guys are ready,
anybody you want to hit today, go for it.
What we're gonna do? Everybody's here waiting for the big list that I'm going to be dropping, so everybody knows that. I did a lot of work with these people unknowingly. Collab with a few of them before I knew who they were. When I started figuring things out, that's when I started distancing myself. And, I want everybody to understand what I've given up to do this. I've given up a house. I've given up cars. I've given up being more famous in the industry than I am now. I would have been one of the big dudes you see out there all the time. I mean, they're out there for a reason. So I turned all that down.
Are you trying to tell me Burner's promoted by other people and he's got where he is not off the sweat of his own brow and his own fantastic genetics? You're not saying that.
Yeah. I mean, these people are in the spotlight for a reason. When you see all the, the head people, you could say, most of them, not all of them, but I call them fucking Muppets at this point, man. They're like characters, like you got like Frenchie, cannoli, and they're just these fucking characters they use to.
Hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, comment, as it helps the channel grow and it helps truth spread.
Manipulate people, basically.
They are exactly that. They're characters, bro. Internet personas,
yeah,
I call them.
I call them fucking Muppets, basically, in my head. Like Soma, Frenchie, cannoli. They're a bunch of fucking characters that are just like, created to manipulate people and, sell seeds and genetics and all this shit. So, I gave up being on, one of the biggest podcasts. I was a member of the Dunn show. I left that fucking show, man. I'm not part of that shit. I had my own episodes. I could call up and have an episode or do a show about anything I wanted anytime. We did the Merry Christmas episode years ago. That was my idea. People need to understand, like, I'm a seed breeder. This is the world I dreamed of being in, and I left that world because I don't, it doesn't align with my my spiritual beliefs to work with these kind of people. So
do you want to start with maybe Adam Dunn? Because Adam Dunn is obviously famous for his show.
Perfect.
He's this American guy that went over to Holland.
Yeah, I want to ask you actually a question about that. You do a lot of traveling. I wanted to talk to you about this off the show, but I figured we'd do it here. It might make it a little more interesting. You do a lot of traveling. Does his story even make any sense? Like, how do you go to Amsterdam in your 20s without a college degree and just go there and start working for a seed company, and then you work for another seed company, then you open your own seed bank? I have a college degree.
It ties in with his family background, doesn't it? Because he's told the story enough times on the podcast and things about his mother dating Robert. Who was it? Robert Downey Jr. or
Robert Downey Sr. Yeah, so he grew up with Robert Downey Jr. That was his.
So you're already in with a bunch of Hollywood cunts.
Yep.
So.
They placed one in the cannabis industry, and they placed one into the movie industry, basically.
Yeah.
Yep. It's fairly simple when you look at it. So the first time I met up with Adam Dunn, he was basically, I was my my seed thing was originally going to be TH Seeds East Coast. Not a lot of people know. Not a lot of people know that. I've never said that publicly, but we decided that we're gonna do Strawberry Fields family because it's just the right thing to do, and that's what I chose to do. And so yeah, the first time I met up with him, we judged the Rhode Island Cannabis Cup together. Now, half of my family is from Vermont, and the other half of my family is from Rhode Island, Massachusetts area. I was down there at the time, and I met up with him at the Rhode Island Cannabis Cup, and we, decided that's where we're going to meet up and talk business and everything. And so his buddy owns the club down there where they hold the cup. It's called the Tetra Hydro Club. This little fucking weasel named Jordan Carlson, also known as the Farmacist. The Farmacist 420. Dude is a blood Rothschild, like 100%. I've done my research, found out who his family members are. You have to understand that. Now, I'm not trying to sound like a tough guy or anything, but I come from a very famous Italian family from the Rhode Island, Mass area. And when I want to find some shit out, I'm going to fucking find it out. So what I did was I got a couple names and numbers of employees at the Tetra Hydro Club that Jordan owns. And they were very willing to talk to me. They were, you could say, a little on the uneducated side. You could say a little younger. And they were very interested in finding out who they were working for. So started asking questions. Mr. Jordan Carlson is related to a J and A Rothschild of Rhode Island. All right. Not only that, but Mr. Jordan Carlson, his son's middle name is Baron, as in Baron von Rothschild. These people are so fucking cocky, man. So this guy has a cup called the Cultivators Cup in Massachusetts. A lot of people know about it. It's a Rothschild cup. Tetra Hydro Club, Rhode Island Cannabis Cup, Rothschild event. Adam Dunn, the Farmacist, best friends. Adam Dunn grew up in Rhode Island, where the Farmacist is from. Pretty simple. Connect the dots. It's not that hard. What else do we know here? Let's go on to my little list here. Look at some of Adam Dunn's old advertising. Are you ready for a new world order? He's got strains like MK Ultra.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Have you ever seen any of his old advertising? Are you ready for a new world order?
I haven't seen that. I remember THC some back in the day, but I don't remember seeing that tagline.
I'll send it to you. He's got a bunch of like little characters on the advertisers, like Osama bin Laden and Schwarzenegger and whatever. It's this little advertisement. It says, THCs, are you ready for a new world order? CIA, FBI, KGB. They just put all these things right in your face, man. They don't care. It's part of their, satanic belief system, whatever. Rub the evidence in your face, call you an idiot. So anyway, yeah. So the guy, dude, he grew up with Robert Downey Jr. That's his stepbrother. Yeah. He's already, anyway. We know about Adam. Let's go on. What else we got here? Oh, the big one. We got the real big one. Leo Stone.
Okay.
Aficionado Estates. You guys ready for this one?
Yep.
This is the real fucking big one. So we all know Leo Stone as a United States veteran. He is not a United States military veteran. He is Israeli military intelligence.
Okay.
He is not a United States veteran. He's lying. His father is a high-ranking general in the Israeli military. So his whole persona is fake. And he's got a little buddy who's also Israeli military, a female. I call her the Black Sparrow of the
Is
cannabis
that
industry.
Tory Gates?
That's that Tory Gates.
Yeah, she
Also
was one
known
of the
as,
first people ever to hit me up trying to get
yep,
skunk seeds.
absolutely. Because they're going, she goes breeder to breeder, collecting genetics. I've literally, and I don't give a shit, I've literally watched her go to people's houses, big breeders, try to fuck them for their genetics.
Yeah, you've turned your sound off, Jerry, but that Tory Gates hit me up and I told her, put your sound back on, Jerry. And I told her, yeah, if she wanted skunk seeds, then it's $30,000. And that kept her away. Jerry's had a problem with his sound. So yeah, Tory Gates hanging out, or yeah, you're back on now. So Tory Gates is Leo Stone's whatever the fuck she is. She's been hitting me up.
She's
She's been
Israeli
trying to follow
military
me as
intelligence.
well. Jerry, he tried to follow me, so I blocked him.
Yep.
And yeah, that his whole little red cross logo. People might not know that's from the Knights Templar.
Yep. Yes, it is. So, yep. She is also Israeli military intelligence.
Okay.
All right. So, everybody watch out for her. And I'm sure every seed breeder out there knows who she is, and she's probably tried to infiltrate your grow and tried to get your genetics for the labs in Israel that they work for. And let's see, who else we got here? Oh, his partner, Professor Q in French Connection. This guy used to mow Putin's lawn.
Sorry, this guy what?
He used to be Vladimir Putin's landscaper in Monaco.
Okay.
Professor Q. So I don't know if you know, you got to have some kind of clearance to get onto Putin's property. I don't think it's anybody onto his property to cut his lawn, but yeah. So who else we got here? Who else we got? Oh, we got Rebel Dan. Rebel Dan from Rebel Grown Seeds. Anybody, the Emerald Cup winner from last year? Okay. Or the guy who bought Emerald, the guy who bought Emerald Cup, excuse me. So let's see. Rebel Dan of Rebel Grown Seeds. His property borders the property where Tory Gates and Leo Stone operate out of. In fact, Tory Gates used to be my distributor. When she was my distributor, she said she was trimming with Dan's girlfriend one day. And she said, isn't that weird that Dan lives 30 minutes from you in Vermont and we share a fence with him here in Humboldt? Yeah, that is a little strange. And then you go on to Rebel Dan, you go on to his Facebook page, and you'll notice that he is friends with approximately 8 different Rothschilds because he grew up in Newton, Massachusetts. And funny enough, that is exactly where the Rothschilds invited me to this satanic party where there were going to be people waiting to invest in me. That was in Newton, Massachusetts, and that just happens to be where Rebel Dan is from. Isn't that weird, guys?
Coincidence.
Huh. What a fucking coincidence, huh? So let's see. Now I think we should get into, oh, wait, hold on a second. Gene traders.
Oh, they're a bunch of cunts, I'm sure.
Old fucking Lupino from Gene Traders. I called him up the other day, and I noticed that he's got pictures with Mr. Jordan Carlson, the Rothschild, on his page. I said, what's going on with your buddy there, Mr. The Farmacist, Jordan Carlson? Is that your buddy? Let's have a little talk about this, man. Let me, let's get on the phone and want to know what's going on, man. Is that your friend? And he started telling me that Jordan Carlson helped him start Gene Traders. And then he started
Gene Traders was behind, they were going to run an event called SkunkCon, yeah?
I think so,
yeah. They were going to do that. And let me think now. So SkunkCon, yeah. I spoke to one of the organizers of it, and I was like, the only way you can have a fucking skunk con is because of me and the fact I brought skunk back. But all these fucking losers, they haven't been able to quite fucking breed it in the way they want it. And basically, they couldn't get enough entrance and support for their fucking skunk con. So that went down the pan. But It's quite funny. Actually, yesterday there was an event, Grow Up, I think it was called, and Jodrey was there, and one of the skunk fam, actually, we're going to be putting the episode up maybe later or tomorrow. One of the skunk fam was able to catch him on camera, give him some of my flour, and get his reaction, and then tell him it was mine.
Awesome, good one.
He said it should be entered into a cup. To our friend.
You got
and
it.
Then our friend said, "Yes, blue skies."
You got him, man. Awesome. Yeah. So this.
So what do you think all these people associated with the Rothschilds are actually doing for the Rothschilds?
Well, I mean, we'll go with the gene traders thing. But when I started asking about, what are you doing hanging out with this guy? Is he your buddy? What's up? He said he helped them start gene traders. And that's what they do. They started, if you become successful, and well, I'll give you an example. I said, he started defending the Rothschild family. He said, you can't blame this one family for every war. I'm like, well, not every war, but, every war since Napoleon. They have funded both sides of every war since Napoleon. They have pumped out every one of our fucking families for gender. They've made our grandparents into fucking murderers, our relatives, our friends, everything. War doesn't even have to happen. They start war on purpose. And we know this for a fact. So, with the gene
they're absolute scum that claim they meet with Satan.
Nah, just straight apologist, bro. That guy's a straight apologist. Whoever was talking to you, like literal Rothschild.
No, it's a lupino from gene traders. He's defending the Rothschilds in war and saying that they can't be responsible for this and they can't be bad people and blah blah blah. And he's justifying basically working for them, working with them, whatever, And then, so we had a conversation and I thought we're on the same page. Apparently not, because a month later he had a gene traders event at the Tetra Hydro Club. So he knowingly is working with Rothschilds, like knowingly. We had conversations about it. Yeah, that's what they want. They want to, they started that event and now he's doing it at the club, and that's generating money for that family. They started they started gene traders. So when gene traders become successful, he's going to start doing more shows at the Tetra Hydro Club, and he's always involved in it somehow. So that's how they do it. And then let's see what else we got, guys. Oh, he says that he wishes the Rothschilds would have made an offer to me to him like they did to me. I'm like, they did. They fucking started gene traders, dude. Like, you're such a fucking liar, dude. I'm like, dude, you just said that they fucking started gene traders. And now you're saying that, man, I wish they would have came to me and gave me the same offer they gave you. Like, dude, he's the most manipulative human being. And then he starts getting racist, too. He's saying, oh, they would never give me an opportunity like that because I'm Puerto Rican. And he said it like 7 times, dude. It's like, you know what? That's maybe what your problem is that, nobody cares what race you are, dude. Bring good bud to the table. Bring good bud to the table and shut the fuck up. And nobody cares what you are, dude. Maybe your fucking problem is every time you walk into the room, you got to fucking say it. And then you're telling everybody that you're different than them. Nobody fucking cares, dude. Most racist fucking person ever, dude. Like, over and over. Oh, I'm Puerto Rican. They wouldn't give me a chance like that. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever, dude. Fucking absolutely full of shit. And so anyway, get into a little more information about this Jordan Carlson, the pharmacist here. He's also, he was DMX's manager. He is Post Malone's manager, Noriega, and a bunch of other fucking musicians, rappers, entertainers, all that stuff. So that's who that guy is. And
looks like he's lost his sound again. I don't know why that keeps happening.
There we go. I'm back. Sorry about that. You hear?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So what else we got on the list here? Frenchie Cannoli, Kevin Jodrey, Swami, all in the picture, giving their symbol, right, guys?
Yeah.
Come on.
100%.
The whole ganjier lot. We made a post about that. Yeah.
So they're all involved. They're all little buddies. Isn't it funny that they're all the most famous people in the business? That's not a fucking coincidence. We got these people: Leo Stone, Professor Q, Adam Dunn, the Cultivators Cup, Rebel Dan. And now we're going to get into the seed distributors that are knowingly selling Rothschild-backed seed breeders seeds. All right, seeds here now. James Bean.
Yep.
Chai Life, or pronounced High Life, CHAI, Chai Life Genetics.
Yeah.
Dan from Chai Life is knowingly selling aficionado estate seeds, knowing who he works for, knowing who he is, knowing that Leo Stone basically owes me a shit ton of money for all the collabs that we did, and he has not paid me. And Chai Life is still selling aficionado seeds, and his partner, All Seedy, has also justified with me on the phone selling Rothschild seeds, and he said that I am just as guilty as him because I'm using a cell phone currently. And he claims that the Rothschilds and their associates control all the cell phones. That might be possible, but
I'm pretty sure they probably do.
Well, that's his excuse for knowingly
Yeah.
selling the seeds. Is he saying that?
Oh, what you use something that the Rothschilds have enabled you to fucking buy or whatever, and therefore you can just suck their dick. It don't really work like that, does it?
Right. So we got Chai Life, All Seedy, his partner, seedsherenow.com, James Bean. And now we're going to go on to Immaculate Seeds out of Missouri. That was another former distributor of mine, Bo from Immaculate Seeds, is knowingly selling Rothschild gear at the moment. And I left a bunch of distributors. I dropped, if you don't drop these people, I drop you. That's it. I've dropped many, many distributors because they will not stop selling seeds from these people. So,
well, apparently that's what Bernard does. Bernard, if anybody talks shit about cookies, he's hitting up the seed banks saying, if you stop these people's seeds who talk shit about us, then we're not going to give you our genetics to sell.
Right. So, we had the Frenchie cannoli movie shown in Vermont recently, and everybody will notice that Leo Stone showed up to all the other showings except the one in Vermont. Yeah, I wonder why. Leo, please fucking show up in Vermont one of these days, please. Okay, so they infiltrated Vermont recently, and they showed the Frenchie cannoli movie, and it sold out, and I couldn't get word to the people in time because I found out too late. But yep. So here we go. What else we got? I mean, that's pretty much about it for the list, and then you can go from there. You can see who they associate with and things like that, So we got a good list of people here, and I have basically proof what they're involved in, and now we can all.
Let me say this. All right, these people are involved with Rothschilds, but what I'm trying to get to is, and what are they doing? What are they fucking doing?
Right. Well, it's the number one cash crop. They want control of it.
Okay,
they
want do they want control for what purpose other than money? Do you think that there's a whole GMO, as in genetically modifying agenda going on? Because I think that's got to be coming very fucking soon.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anything. I couldn't, it could be many things. It probably is. I couldn't say. I just know it's the number one cash crop. They have all these influencers out there, and they're the ones that are in the spotlight that everybody's following. It's not a coincidence, and that's going to lead into bad things, basically. So it's, everybody needs to understand that I left this world. Not many people would have given up the money that I've given out to be here right now talking about this. It's 100% faith. So I think maybe you should get into the. Should I tell the story? Bust it out real quick.
Sure, man.
All right, let's do it. I'm gonna be really brave right now. So I'd like everybody to bear with me because I'm gonna put myself out there. And I wanted to do this anonymously, but you don't have a platform if you're anonymous. I don't want any kind of attention for this. I just want to, if I can help one person, I know this is gonna help a lot of people, and it's giving me faith in God when I didn't have it before. I didn't know what I believed in. And, you know, not a lot of, nobody tuning in today thinks they're gonna hear something like this, but I promise right now that if you listen to the story I'm about to tell, if you listen, I would like everybody to save their judgment, please, because I'm going to put myself out there. And this is very difficult because it's pretty amazing. But what I want everybody to do, please, for me, if I'm going to put myself out there, is save your judgment for my story until the end, and please listen until the end, and it will make sense. So in the middle of the story, it might not make sense. It might sound a little crazy, but just wait till the end, and it will all come together, and it will make sense. I think we touched on it on the last show about the two dogs, the two-dog plant. Dog is God backwards. The Dogon tribe. Cannabis means two dog. Canna means dog. Bis means two. And that's what we were talking about on the last show. And we said we would get into this in the next one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to tell the story. Okay. So about 7 years ago, I left Vermont and I went down to Rhode Island and I got my license to grow. Rented an apartment, nice big apartment. It was in a 3-story apartment building. And I met a beautiful woman who lived on the 2nd floor. We ended up getting into a relationship. And now going into this, everybody needs to understand, I only smoke cannabis. I've never had an alcohol drug problem in my life. I'm a professional chef, culinary degree. I'm very serious about what I do. You know, I'll eat mushrooms maybe once every 10 years, but, you know, I only smoke cannabis. I don't even really drink. Maybe I have a social beer every once in a great while. So I've had a lot of people come into my life with substance abuse problems, and I've tried to help these people. And this woman had a similar issue. She had a really bad drinking problem, and very severe. So one day, we had, you know, maybe been in a relationship for about a year. So one night I was, you know, working in the garden really late. Stayed up really late. So the next day, I took a nap in the middle of the day. I was beat. And it was maybe like 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. You know, I took like a 2-hour nap. So when I laid down to take this nap, she was upstairs and she decided that she was going to kill herself. So while I was sleeping, she was dying. She took a bunch of pills, drank a bunch of vodka. She hit the floor. So while I was asleep, I know to this day that I didn't have a dream, but I had a vision. And, that's what I want to tell everybody about. So, and everybody needs to understand at the end of the story, this vision became true in reality when I woke up. So that's what I want everybody to bear with me for to the end. So in this vision, in this dream, I was standing outside this house, average looking neighborhood. All of a sudden I'm inside this house and I'm inside of this living room. And I know to this day that what I was seeing inside of this living room was hell. I could never conjure something like this with my own mind. I've never, the most unbelievable things I've ever seen, like a room just filled with people in wheelchairs, just ripping their own faces apart, ripping their eyeballs out, eating them, and they have to do it over and over again for eternity. It was the most horrible. I could never conjure something like this with my own mind. It was so horrible. I made my way through these people, through this living room, to the back of the house. And I turned to the right, and there's a bedroom. And there's no door on the bedroom. And inside of this room is her. She's shackled to the wall. Arms and legs, old school looking dungeon shackles, you know, shackled to the wall, and the devil's in there. and he's torturing her. And she's screaming for me to help her. And I try to run into the room, and I like bounced off the door. There was like this force field or something on the door, and I couldn't get into the room. And as soon as I bounced back, I got down on like this 3-point football stance, and I was staring at the door like I was going to charge into the door. And I got my hand on my knee, and I'm getting ready to charge forward. And I'm looking at the door, and as I'm looking at the door, these 2 dogs appear. 2 Rottweilers. Everybody remember this now. These 2 Rottweilers appeared, one on either side of me. And one of them started speaking, but not moving his mouth. It was like this telepathic speaking. And the dog said, basically, I'm God. And he said, it was a man's voice. He said that you're in the devil's realm, the earth. The earth is controlled by the devil. Just, that's something you need to know. And you need to make a choice right now if you're going to help her or you're not going to help her. And that decision could lead to you going crazy and going to hell yourself if you make this decision. And without hesitation, I decided to help her. I said, yes, absolutely. I will absolutely do it. And he began to say that, you know, in the earth realm, I, God, the only way I can get to the earth realm to help people is by possessing animals. And he said specifically his favorite thing to possess is dogs. And he said, basically, he didn't say it. There was this notion of, duh, dog is God backward, idiot. And then I woke up. I immediately ran upstairs, knocked on her door, and she didn't die. She was, you know, looked like she got hit by a train. I opened the door, and I was like, what the hell? You okay? You know? She said, yeah, I just had this fucking crazy dream. I'm like, what? You don't look so good, you know? I mean, I was like, I just had this crazy dream too. That's why I just ran up here. You know, and I said, let's go sit down. You tell me your dream first. I didn't tell her my dream. And she said, she was a little confused. She said, I honestly, I don't really know if it was a dream. She said, I think I died. She said, I just tried to kill myself. And she said, I don't think it was a dream. Now that I'm sitting here thinking, she said, I took a bunch of pills, drank a bunch of vodka, hit the floor. And she said she had an out-of-body experience. Said she was floating above her body. Now, keep in mind, I had not told her my story yet. Everybody remember this. Said when she was dead, having an out-of-body experience, she was floating above her body. Looking down at her body, she said there was 2 Rottweilers pulling her by her sleeves, trying to pull her across the floor to revive her and wake her up. I said, did you just say 2 Rottweilers? She said, yeah, two Rottweilers. Why? What is that? And then I told her my story about God, the 2 dogs, the 2 Rottweilers. And I know I'm just telling this story like matter of fact, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that my story basically proves the existence of God at this point. I mean, I don't really see otherwise. So I hope that story helps a lot of people. You know, of course, it happened to me. It gave me faith in what really is out there, and you know, God's real, man, guys. You know, I know you guys believe it. Everybody out there,
I definitely do.
It's real. So, and then one of the reasons I wasn't sure, and this is a really fucking crazy one. I have also proof that there is punishment in this world if you're a bad person. So she never quit drinking, and you know, this is very personal, but I hope this helps a lot of people. And I'm going to tell a personal story. Maybe it'll help some people, you know, through some things. You know, you can get caught up with people. You know, if you're helping somebody who has a substance abuse problem, it becomes very difficult. It can be very straining on you. it can, you know, hurt you, you know, affect your life very, very negatively if you get involved with people like that and you try to help them get off of drugs or alcohol and things like that. It can really fuck up your life, you know, and it really affected my life for a long time. And she was, you know, just still drinking over the years, and it was just, you know, nonstop abusive sort of relationship. And it got to the point where it was affecting my health, and I had to start, you know, separating myself from it, which I did. But this abusive situation continued for a long time, and I kind of let it happen, you know, trying to help her, and you get sucked in. But she knew it was affecting me physically and mentally, and I was, look, we can't be around each other anymore, because, you know, either you have to stop drinking and acting the way you're acting and harming me, or we have to separate from each other completely, because it's affecting my health to the point where I feel sick, you know, all the time from stress. And it was almost like she took it as an open opportunity to become worse. And she did that. That was when I had this one of the second visions that I had. I was sleeping, and it was a dream, but a vision, I guess you could call it at the same time. I don't really know. But I was in complete darkness. And everybody bear with me to the end of this one too. This is really fucking strange. It's going to sound crazy, but so in this dream or vision, I'm in complete darkness. And God comes up behind me and whispers in my ear, I'm going to remove her internal organs because she will not stop harming you. 3 days later, she collapsed at work, had to get rushed to the hospital, and had an ovary and a fallopian tube removed. There was a cyst behind one of her ovaries that nobody knew was there and exploded or something. So I was told, I'm going to remove her internal organs because she will not stop harming you. 3 days later, an ovary and a fallopian tube were removed.
Wow.
So people that are involved in alcohol, it's evil. You need to get away from it. You need to, you know, your hand is controlled by your brain. Stop putting it in your fucking mouth. It's that simple. You can't handle it, go to detox. Detox and be a fucking man or an adult about it. Stop putting it in your fucking mouth. I'm sick of, you know, it's fucking alcoholics, man. They're nonstop. It's like you can't help them. But anyway, I hope these stories that I've told today help some people. You know, I really put myself out there telling these stories, and if I can't fucking make it up, dude. Like, I would have to be a fucking genius to make that up. Come on. So
yeah, it was interesting to hear, man.
Yeah, I just hope it helps some people. I think it will. So I don't really I think we got through the list of everybody. Maybe I should give some shout outs this time. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I've got a really good collaboration team that I've put together of good people. And I think that's what we want, right? We want good people and good teams and good you know, good people in the industry. And that's who, you know, the customers and the fans and everybody want to support. So, you know, I work intimately with, you know, a lot of these people, and I've put together a good team of breeders to collab with from now and into the future. So I'd love to give a shout out to my boy from UFO Genetics. UFO Genetics, we got Indian Heirloom, which everybody knows. My boy Mr. D's Farmhouse up in Quebec, I've been collabing with for a very long time. And we got Sensi Break, my friends over in Rome, Italy. If you guys, anybody's ever looking for CBD or autos or regular seeds, amazing breeders over in Rome, Italy, Sensi Break. So I've put together a really good collaboration team. We got UFO Genetics, Mr. D's Farmhouse, Indian Heirloom Seed Company, Sensi Break, and my one faithful, awesome distributor that has stuck by me this entire time, Dark Star Genetics. Everybody support Dark Star Genetics. Chad from Dark Star Genetics is awesome. So that's my team of good people there that everybody should support and follow. And you're going to be seeing a lot of collaborations from me and those people coming out. We've got I've got land races from Indian Heirloom that, you know, I've got Indian land races and stuff like that that nobody's ever really heard of outside of those areas of the world. I'm going to be doing a lot of preservation work. And yeah, man, that's the positive side of today. So is anything else you guys want me to touch on? Anything I'm forgetting or?
Well, I don't know, just what are your thoughts on everything overall? Do you think the involvement of the people you've mentioned is simply just for monetary gain? Because to me, I don't think it most likely is.
Definitely not. They probably get 100 different plans for what they're going to do. I mean, you know, who knows? I mean, it's, you know, yeah, it's definitely, of course, money first, but what are their other plans? We don't know.
Well, basically, what the solution is, I guess, is for everybody just to fucking start producing their own genetics and stop buying genetics from all these cunts associated with basically anybody in the mainstream. Pretty much is somebody to avoid.
Right.
That's just how it is.
That's right. You got to stop buying seeds from these people. You don't need fucking TH seeds. Nobody needs G13 fucking OG Kush, MK Ultra. You can get G13 and OG anywhere. You don't need to support this guy. You can get bubblegum from Serious Seeds, Simon, if you need bubblegum. You know, the Tetra Hydro Club, the Cultivators Cup. Everybody boycott the Cultivators Cup, the Rhode Island Cannabis Cup, Farmacist, Tetra Hydro Club. Use a fucking blood Rothschild. I mean, come on, spread the word, everybody.
The important takeaway from it all is to actually just breed your own genetics. Stop being dependent on these people. Stop fucking giving them your trust and your admiration.
But we need to form an army. Right, we need to form a little army here. How many people out there? All right, so look, we get the Farmacist. He's got 49,000 followers. All right, everybody, listen and get on it. How do we message 49,000 followers and let all his followers know they're following a Rothschild?
No, how do we do that? Most of them are robots, bro. Don't worry.
Right. No, of course they are. He definitely does not have.
I've never heard of that guy in my life, bro. There's no way. Like, I debated a guy with 50,000 followers the other day, and like 90% of them were robots. It's not that deep. Like,
yeah, I think you're right. Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely don't think he has legit 49,000 followers. That's crazy. But still, how do we get the word out? Let's spread the word. Post there. You know, you guys, everybody out there, you're listening. You have an Instagram page. Share this podcast today. You want things to go right in the cannabis industry. We see so many people bitch. Oh, burner this. Bodie took the deal, blah, blah, blah. Well, stop bitching. Do something about it. I'm giving you the opportunity right now. Share this show on your page. Share it with everybody you can possibly think of. What can you do to get this information out to stop these people from making money? It's pretty simple. You've got Instagram pages, everybody. Everyone that's listening, do something. Share this, share the podcast. Show everybody what's up. I mean, you have all your, you know, like, do something. I'm the only one doing it. Like, come on, let's do something here. Yeah. If nobody does anything after listening to this show, nobody has anything to fucking bitch about anymore. I'm tired of hearing people bitch about this and that. I'm the one doing something about it. So have my back and let's do something. Get off your asses, everyone, and start posting on Instagram. Let everybody know who these people are. Expose them. That's how they make money, is by hiding and people not knowing who they are. And now we know. So let's spread the word around and everybody get on it and nonstop until the end of time. Share this story. Share it today. Share it tomorrow. Every single fucking day until these fucking people go away. That's it. Let's stand up. Be men. That's what we're doing right here. Me, Blue, Smoke Floor Rich. We're being men in our community. We're standing up against bad people, and we want your support. So let's do it.
The thing is, I support your sentiment, but I'm also a realist. And if I'm honest, I believe 99.9% of people listening will do absolutely fuck all
You
because
absolutely are right. But what I'm doing is
they'll
taking away.
listen to this and then they'll forget about it and they won't give a
Yep.
fuck anyway. We live in a world. I'm not, and I don't mean,
No, you're right.
and I'm not aiming to offend any of my listeners,
No.
especially, or anyone supporting me. But we definitely live in a world where most people don't give a fuck. It's not directly affecting them to the best of their knowledge, even though it is.
Well, now we're going to prove that they don't give a fuck because we're gonna give them the ammo to do something about it. And when nobody does anything about it, next time people bitch, we're going to say, hey, you had an opportunity to do something about it. We gave you all the information. You shared nothing on your Instagram page, and you're sitting here bitching about Bodie taking the deal from fucking Burner. Like, if we had if the amount of people that were bitching about that situation promoted this and helped us get the word out, the word would be out. Yeah. So people stop bitching, do something about it, share the fucking show that we're doing today on your Instagram, have your friends share it every single day, nonstop, piss these fucking people off. Because you know what? On top of that, they're antagonizing. They think that, you know, after the first show is over, that we're not going to do a second show and just expose these people. We got Adam Dunn fucking antagonizing me. We got Leo Stone antagonizing me. I mean,
yeah, I mean, if they want us to go deeper, we could crack the list out if they want it to be like that. But
oh, they do, because I did the show the other day, and I fucking, last time, and I spared them. I didn't say anybody's name, and they still wanted to antagonize me. They still want to do it. It's like he's like a little rich boy that's never had any. He doesn't have any impulse control. Like he has to touch the pit bull on the nose.
Like, you know, line up a boxing match. I'm about that too.
Oh, dude, none of them will meet up. None of them. They're a bunch of little cowards. But we'll see if they start showing up at shows after this. I mean, I wouldn't. Would you? I would. after this show being exposed for who you are, I wouldn't show up at a cannabis event.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not that confident. I think they will show up. You know, these cunts don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about them. That's half the problem.
Yeah, we have to put a little disclaimer out there. We're not advocating violence against anybody, but we're advocating make them uncomfortable. That's all. You know.
I mean,
I think just everybody should be aware that 99% of these people are, like you said at the beginning, they're characters. They're not who they are. At the very least, they're just out to try and fucking further their own financial gains. And anything worse than that, or nefarious than that, is they're working to basically squeeze everybody outside of their circle out of the cannabis industry. Yep. They're looking to take over the medical side of things. I think they're going to definitely be, you know, there's going to be Monsanto, and they'll appeal to all the fucking retards when they make like a blue strain that looks blue or fucking pink, or they modify it in some way for some whatever reason. And all the fucking spastics that took the vaccine and believe 9/11 and believe fucking all the bullshit, all these retards will lap that up. And I think that because these people are Satanists and they seek to kind of invert everything that God did, I believe they're trying to genetically modify cannabis, which will therefore make it mutagenic, because everything that just simply has its genes tinkered with by CRISPR or whatever becomes carcinogenic to mammals that consume it. And so I think that's their ultimate aim, to make the medicine that God made that cures cancer, that shrinks tumors, to actually become something that then creates tumors and cancer in the people consuming it. So Satan's a fucking cunt, and these people are cunts, and they're fucking scum of the earth.
See how fucking bold they are, man. They tried to get me to put my genetics in their safe in Newton, Massachusetts.
Yeah. And that's all about is genetic control as well, trying to claim control over everything. That's why we got pieces of shit like Kevin Jodrey bringing Phylos to the community, and that fucking idiot Mowgli, basically just try to DNA sequence everything so that they could just claim ownership of it and stop everybody else on the planet or Earth growing it and using it freely.
Well, this is where we stop them today. People, you've got your information. And if you want to do something about it, you have your information. Do something, or don't bitch. I don't want to hear anybody bitch anymore. That's it. So, you know. So, yeah, I think that's That's all I got, guys, on this side for now. I mean, it's I told the story.
We got pricks in the community claiming Masonic affiliation and all kinds of things, and being proud of it. And people, I don't know. I just think everything's fucked. I can't see anything getting any better. I don't think we're going to change anything. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic,
No,
just
for sure.
realistic. I think the story of the end of our times is fucking not going to be anything except it gets worse before it gets better. And everything's on a downward trajectory. I'm looking forward to the next bullshit pandemic in probably 2025, started by these Rothschild cunts.
Yep.
Fucking, I'm still give a fuck.
Don't nobody forget.
If you're listening, Rothschild, you pieces of shit.
Yep.
You're going to hell. Fuck you, cunts.
Yep. Everybody needs to remember out there. They have started and funded both sides of every war since Napoleon. They fund both sides of every war. They start war on purpose. And this little piece of shit has a Cultivators Cup in Massachusetts. Who's going to be going to the Cultivators Cup this year? Everybody spread the word about Cultivators Cup. It's a Rothschild Cup. I mean, come on. Like, this guy can't freaking do this anymore. Like how can you be exposed after this and show up in public and have a cup and all that?
And nobody be hitting me up trying to claim anti-Semitism like some people did last time. I don't give a fuck. I'm only calling out the Rothschilds. I'm not calling out any fucking race. They just happen to be whatever they are, and they're cunts. It wouldn't matter if they were fucking Chinese, Muslim,
exactly.
Whatever. They're just cunts who work for Satan.
Well, they're even worse, is because they are the enemy of Jewish people. They're not. They may be Jewish by blood, but they're Satanists. They don't practice Judaism. So
absolutely.
So what they do is they hide behind real Jewish people, and they pretend that they're Jewish, and they're not.
Yeah.
So, and then when you go after them, they claim that you're anti-Semitic, which is also a racist term. Anti-Semitic is actually a racist term, because you can't have your own word for when people are racist against you. That's actually racist. You can't have
whatever. They can call me fucking familyist or Rothschildist because I'm against them cunts.
Well, it's that's the defense that they use, is when they'll say that you're you don't like Jewish people or something, when in fact it has nothing to do with the conversation at all.
Absolutely
Nobody dislikes Jewish people. We dislike fucking Satanists. We don't care what your background is. It's just a little manipulation tool that they use. It's just like World War II. It's they killed their own people, basically. Hitler was a Rothschild, and the Bush family. The Bush family and the Rockefeller family funded him, and the Bushes are Germans. So Germans and Satan worshiping, we know the story. It's like a good cop, bad cop, basically. That's how they play it. So you can't say anything about these people, or they'll call you something like that. But it's tell you what, man, you're not going to use that shit on me. So. If I fucking hate somebody, I'll straight up say it. I don't really give a fuck. I don't hate anybody. I love everyone, and I don't care what race, religion you are. As you're a good person, that's it, man. It doesn't really fucking matter to me. So,
and everybody out there, if they had my genetics, they would be doing their best to swing off the nuts of all these fucking pricks you fucking mentioned, and that family, and get their investment, get their involvement. And all I've done is deliberately put out my genetics in as a diverse as possible pack, and spread it as much as possible, certainly to fuck up their plans, because I know what they're about. I know what everything they homogenized everything. They've only legalized cannabis when they made it completely fucking shit.
Right.
And now I've brought back an entire gene pool that they would have fucking hoped disappeared or was gone.
Yeah, I got to get some of those for my safe, by the way. Keep I got to get some of those too.
All right, man. Well, I guess we covered enough for today, and
absolutely.
We made our points, but people should be aware that it's not all fucking kittens and rainbows out there. There's a nefarious agenda behind most things that exist right now, whether it's cannabis or any fucking thing else, anything to do with medicine or whatever, is all pharmacare and fucking bullshit. And just wake the fuck up. If anything, just cut yourself off from buying into any of these fucking companies' genetics. They're all fucking garbage. And go to the go to the untapped source of all time of one genetics, buy
Yeah,
a
you
pack
go.
or two, and just trust me, if anybody buys a pack of the mixed pheno hunters or tip town tickets, there's a
Mhm.
fucking multiple seed companies in every fucking
Right.
pack. Just grow, just get your own 2 or 3 packs, and that's it. And that's all you need for
Exactly.
the rest of your fucking life.
Right. You need aficionado estate seeds. What you need to do is hit me up because my genetics made his genetics. He calls me the source code. So don't buy his shit. Come to me. You want the real genetics? I'm the one doing the work from the ground up, my own males, preserving historical stuff, representing Vermont, Quebec, the Northeast, and our genetics, the Friesland, the M39, everything we have, strawberry fields. I mean, I don't know too many people that have more historic stuff than me and is doing the work the right way. You know, like I said, I've got my own males. Everything's bred from the ground up. And, you know, a lot of mold and cold resistant, fast flowering stuff, you know, it
And
just
very reasonably priced, I saw.
absolutely, man. I mean, my packs used to be 150 a piece. After the pandemic, I dropped it down to 100 all around in shops and online, Dark Star Genetics. Everybody can hit me up direct also, Welsh Terrier, VT at gmail.com. You can see that on my Instagram page. That's Strawberry Jerry 802.0. And yeah, that's where you find me. And you want to support the real breeders, support me, my team, Blue Skies Vienna, and yeah, man, we're the real deal out there. You know, doing the right work and just trying to do the right things by the cannabis plan and do the right breeding. And I've put together a really good team of honest people. And that team that I talked about, that I mentioned, I've worked with these people in the past. They're very good friends of mine. We've had many situations, and they've all proven themselves as being straight up, honest, awesome people. And I'm not really collabing with many more people. This is my team. I've got a good team of trustworthy people, and I've got probably a lifetime of breeding work ahead of me. So
to me, collabing always seemed like a bit of a bullshit anyway, in many cases. I'm sure it started off originally as something positive, but it definitely became a marketing tool. And it became the equivalent of just hype times hype breeding. Oh, this breeder's got that hype, that breeder's got that hype. Hey, bro, why don't we cream the market for a hype across hype?
Right. Yeah, it's definitely
fucking bullshit collabs.
Yeah, we got the real collab team. We got the there's no hype going on here. We got like I said, like Indian Heirloom. I've got probably 5 or 6 land races that really no one's heard of outside of those areas of the world, and I have access to pretty much anything they have for preservation, for doing collabs. Sensi Break in Rome, they are amazing, really, really amazing people, fellow Italians, and they are, in Italy, they've been doing CBD breeding and hemp breeding for a very long time, and Sensi Break in Rome is just amazing stuff that they're putting together. They've got like a CBD tangy and all kinds of cool stuff. My friend Mr. D's farmhouse up in Quebec. I mean, his family holds the M39 cutting, which we talked about last time. That was the famous Beaster strain everybody was calling it for a long time, or Canadian Hydro. As a joke, up on the Canadian border in Vermont, we call it Nook Rock. But it was always sent down. It would cut it down early, grow it hydro, they would keep it, and it would come down over the border, and it'd still be fucking amazing. It's an old NL5 skunk one. So Mr. D's farmhouse up in Quebec, my partner Mr. D, his family holds the M39 cutting. They hold the Friesland cutting up in Quebec also. Now everybody has to remember, my mentor and one of my best friends was the owner of Quebec Seed Bank, where I used to work, and the Alain Bertoum, and he started the M39 cutting and the Friesland cutting. So my partner up in Quebec holds the cuttings that my mentor basically started. And UFO Genetics out of Massachusetts, awesome guy, man. I mean, like, just amazing. Trust him with anything. One of my favorite breeders, and we've got a lot of work coming out in the future. That's UFO Genetics. But then, yeah, I mean, it's all just quality work. We're not doing like hype onto hype. None of us breed hype. It's all old school preservation, just doing the right work. This isn't this OG onto this OG, and we're going to put out some hype shit, and it's not like that. We're doing the real work. We're preserving land races. We're doing the right stuff. So put together a good team. So everybody watch out for the collabs that are coming soon and into the future.
All right, man. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you.
Catch you on the next episode, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, comment, as it helps the channel grow and it helps truth spread.